Hello, subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming at you again with hopefully another exciting comic book haul video. On this night is a very cold night. One of my favorite months of the year, October. It's October the 16th, 2019, and this is going to be a brief comic book haul. This has been a great month for me. It started off great, the New York Comic Con, and I have another trip planned for this month. Um, and just very happy to be alive, very happy to be able to read comic books. I've read two so far this evening, which are included in this comic book haul, and we'll discuss those briefly. But before we get into this comic book haul, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking and commenting on my channel as I continue to hopefully grow. And trying to continue to grow, and I need your support in doing so. I will be starting a Patreon page pretty soon, and I hope that you guys will support me when I do that. But in the meantime, again, tap that bell so you can get more videos as I post them immediately. And I just want to say too, when you're having a bad day, a bad night, a bad morning, or whatever is going on in your life, read a comic book. But another guy I subscribe to said the same thing on one of his channels, and on his channel, and I emphasize that. I mean, there's so much negativity in the world. Please don't contribute to negativity and to being a Debbie Downer and to being just a person who's just full of ugh all the time. Read a comic book. Let's get into this all. So first of all, the first comic book we see is Something is Killing the Children. Not a very, very friendly title, but an exciting comic book. This is published by Boom Studios and written by one of my favorite writers, James Tynion IV. Cool name. And I had a chance to visit Boom Studios when I was at the New York Comic Con, but I actually picked up book number 1 of this new series at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. Very, very cool and friendly staff there. I hope to go there again sometime in the near future. But anyway, this is book number 2, which I picked up at Vault of Midnight in Detroit. So book number 1 and 2, can't wait to start reading this series. I was going to wait until I got book number 2 to start reading it, and I have it. So I will be reading this soon and hopefully doing a review of this book, which I've heard a lot of good news about. Next up, we have X-Men number 1, which is the kickoff after Hoxpox, which is House of X, Powers of 10, and that is the code name or abbreviated name that a lot of fans are calling it, Hoxpox. And this is X-Men number 1, written by Jonathan Hickman, drawn by Lionel Francis Yu, one of my favorite artists. And this is just a new exciting series, and I'm just really excited and waiting and anticipating what's going to come out of this new book. There are actually 6 books in total that will be coming out of Hoxpox, and this is X-Men book number 1 out of the new series. So can't wait to read it. Very excited and glad to have it. Oh, and also I got these cards too. These X-Men cards. Let me open this up. It's in the Mylar. I almost forgot about this. This was a set that was it's available at local comic book shops, and it just features the hieroglyphs from the new X-Men series and some of the artwork as well. Very cool. Loving that. Very nice to have. Anyway, let's move on. Then we have 2 books from the True Believers series, and of course these are X-Men. X-Men Richter. Have no idea what that's about. And then X-Men Jubilee. Features the ladies of the X-Men on the cover there. Very nice. Storm. Looks like Rogue, and I don't know who this other lady may. It may be the Dazzler, and maybe the Scarlet Witch. I'm not for sure, but yeah, that's a cool little cover there. In the X-Men True Believers line, of course, these books are only $1. Next up, we have History of the Marvel Universe number 4. As this series continues on, I've only read book number 1 of the series. I'm just going to wait until it ends and then I'll read them all back to back. I think there are 6 books total in this series, but it's getting a lot of rave reviews, a lot of positive um, commentary on the stories themselves. History of the Marvel Universe, number 4. This book I read tonight, Absolute Carnage by Donny Cates, drawn by, of course, Ryan Stegman. Oh my God. Great story. What a great use of violence. Great lettering, great coloring on these pages. I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to, do any spoilers when it comes to this book. Man, if you guys are not reading this book, I don't know what to tell you. I swear to goodness, it reads almost like a movie. The end of the book, astonishing, exciting, riveting, one of my favorite words. Just great, a great book to read. All the darkness that's come out of this book in terms of what Carnage is doing and what he's unleashing onto the world. And, hope comes out of no hope. Just to say briefly without, again, revealing anything about the stories. If you guys aren't reading this book, I don't know what to tell you. Great read. Pick it up. Definitely. There's one more story, book number 5. And after that, that will be in the end of this particular story. But I think from reading this, that Donny Cates is leading into something really, really big. Something that I think is going to tie into not only this book, but also the Guardians of the Galaxy and other books that he's actually contributing to. And overall, and into the overall Marvel universe that I think we're going to see in the year 2020. Something that started in Absolute Carnage number 1 that he hinted to, that I believe again and is hinted to in this book, that again will be revealed in future Marvel books. And if that's the case, man, Marvel heroes have a hell of a villain or enemy that they're going to be confronting. Can't wait to see that if it's true. All right. And then next up we have Spider-Man issue number 2, written by J.J. Abrams and his son Henry Abrams. This is a very emotional book. It uses a great use of dialogue, great use of space, great use of penciling, great use of color in the book. It's emotionally a very emotional book, like I said, and a lot of feelings that are intermingled with the characters here. Kind of takes you on a little low, but in the same token, there's some hope and a lot of things that are to come, I believe, with the characters that are introduced in this story. It deals with Ben Parker, who is the son of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. And that's all I really say, beyond that. Don't be deceived by the cover. Read this book, definitely. Book number 2, glad to have it, glad to have read it. Very good. And next up we have from the Dollar Comics of the DC line, Batman Nightfall, number 497. Of course, this is a reprint of DC Comics, with Bane breaking the back of the bat. Ouch, that hurts. I'm sure it does. Okay, all right. And that's it. Back to Something is Killing the Children again. And again, once I read this book, I will give my review on it. So that's it. That's all, y'all. I hope you all are having a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and whatever time and place it is you are in the world. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Peace, love, and hair grease.